What's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to Destiyn video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a very unique grenade launcher. It's the seasonal grenade launcher. This one right here, the Lost Signal. So the Lost Signal has a pretty unique frame, which is the main reason that we kind of want to take a look at it. So we're going to be talking about this frame, how it works, just a review on the weapon in general. I'm also going over what are some of the perks that this weapon can get, and which ones are the ones that you should be going for if you're looking for a god roll or crafting your god roll if you got enough of these. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. And I think first we want to start talking about what actually makes this weapon kind of special, which is the frame. So this weapon is an area denial frame, that's what Bungie's calling them. And this grenade launcher fires a burst. Each projectile creates a lingering pool on impact that deals damage over time. And that's pretty much how this looks like. You shoot your grenade launcher, and then you shoot a bunch of little grenades, and they make little pools like the Wither Horde. It makes like tiny Wither Horde pools, except that with this weapon you send multiple of them, and you don't have to put them all like right on top of each other. You can actually move your aim while shooting the weapon, and you end up in different areas. A lot of times what I like to do is that I just like to kind of cover a bigger area where like the enemies might be spawning with this thing, and it's pretty effective. You cover a lot of ground with just one shot, and you move your aim while actually firing the weapon. So yeah, Bungie did it. They gave us a legendary Wither Horde. That was like the first thing I thought of when I saw this weapon. And it's like the easiest way to explain it to somebody. I also, before we move on to the perks that this weapon can get, I want to take a look at the actual origin trait. So our origin trait is actually Radiolarian Transporter. Final blows cause targets to explode into pools of Radiolarian fluid. Now this is pretty good just because it kind of extends the amount of time that you pretty much can lock down an area. The pool pretty much works exactly the same as a grenade launcher. They even kind of look similar. A lot of times you probably won't notice the pool, but if you notice that something stays longer than the rest of the grenades, that's the pool of Radiolarium. So for the first column, this is what we have. These are our options. We have strategists. 5 blows from this weapon will give us some class ability energy. We have stats roll. Whenever we hit 3 different targets, we get a bunch of good stats. We get reload, we get handling. It's pretty good. It kind of improves all our stats, kind of makes our weapon feel better. We also have quick draw, which is gonna let us switch the weapon really fast and also put it away really fast. We have threat detector. Whenever enemies are close, we get increased stability, reload, handling. So all our stats are just kind of better when enemies are close. After that, we have lead from gold. Whenever we pick some heavy, we also get some special. Next, though, we have feeding frenzy. Each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases reload speed. So this kind of just gives us faster reload. And the final perk that we have in this column is auto-loading holster. The holster weapon is automatically reloaded after a short period of time. So these are the perks that we have. And I think the best perks that are in this slot definitely would have to be strategist, lead from gold, or auto-loading holster. And let's start with strategist. Strategist is gonna give us back some class ability energy, so we'll be able to spam our class ability just a lot more often. This weapon is really good at killing rats. That's like its main thing. So we're gonna be getting lots of kills, meaning that we're gonna be getting lots of class ability energy. So if your build depends on class ability energy, or you just like having your class ability up a lot of the time, then this is pretty much gonna be the perk for you. Now, if you don't want to run out of ammo, lead from gold, our next perk, is going to be the one that you want to go for. If you want to just spam this thing like it's a primary, then lead from gold is going to be the one to go for. Since every time you pick up heavy, you'll also be getting some special. And you get quite a bit of special. I was using one with lead from gold, and I had a pretty easy time always having some ammo. Even though I was kind of like spamming the weapon a bunch. I think in the gameplay in the background, you're going to see me just spam the weapon a bunch, but I still never really run into any ammo issues since I had lead from gold. So lead from gold is also a very fantastic perk. I love it on special weapons that I love to spam. and this is one of them for sure. And the final one is auto-loading holster. This is the set it and forget kind of play style like the Wither Horde, where if you see a group of bats, you fire your grenade launcher and then you just kind of switch over to your other weapon. And whenever you need it again, it'll be loaded up and ready to go so you can fire it again. If you want this weapon to match the Wither playstyle as close as possible, then auto-loading holster is probably going to be the play for you. And also auto-loading holster is just a good perk, especially for things like this, grenade launchers. It is really good on grenade launchers. And with this one, it's even better. So auto-loading holster, lead from gold, or strategist are probably going to be the best perks for this weapon. Now for the second perk, these are the options that we have. The first one is Wellspring, kills with this weapon generate ability energy. After that we have High Ground, final blows with this weapon gain a stack of bonus damage. Attacking targets from higher ground immediately grants the maximum number of stacks. High Ground actually got above this season, but I still don't think it's enough because it's kind of inconsistent and it makes you change your playstyle quite a bit just to get that damage buff. Next up we have Unrelenting, rapidly defeating targets, triggers health regeneration, and then more powerful combatants count as more than one kill. After that we have One Furrow, the GOAT, hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration. One Furrow, you already know, is an amazing perk, and it works even better on this weapon because it's so easy to proc. This weapon is designed to hit multiple enemies, so pretty much every single shot you fire, as long as there's enough enemies around, is gonna proc One Furrow. So it makes an already amazing perk even better. Next up we have Warp Weapon, which is gonna give us increased damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians. Warp Weapon, I think it's okay on this grenade launcher, but this is not really like a big, heavy boss dealing grenade launcher. This is mostly for dealing with ants, you know, and area of dial for smaller enemies. So I don't really see Warp Weapon being as useful as some of the other perks can be in the slot. Next up we have a new perk, Reverberation. Final blows with this weapon increase the size of its detonation for a short period of time. This is just gonna make your explosions a little bigger after getting some kills. And the last perk that we have in this column is gonna be Demolitionist. Grenade kills give you some grenade energy back, and since we're getting a lot of kills with this weapon, we should be getting tons of grenade energy back, being able to spam our grenades all the time. And yeah, it should be pretty good with this weapon. Any weapon that can get a lot of kills very quickly, things like Demolitionists are just amazing on them. So let's actually start talking about Demolitionist because it's one of the perks that I will recommend. Demolitionist is going to be pretty amazing on this weapon. It's pretty amazing on any weapon that can get multiple kills very easily, and this weapon is basically designed for ad clear to get a lot of kills. So you're going to be getting tons of energy back with Demolitionist. It's going to be pretty good, so you're always going to have your grenade up for whenever you need it, and yeah, it's just going to be a really good weapon for getting your grenades back. So Demolitionist is going to be a top tier perk on this weapon. Also, One Furrow, I kind of talked a little bit about One Furrow earlier, but yeah, this thing is amazing at proccing One Furrow. And that 35% damage boost is going to make it easier to deal with some of the bigger enemies, since that's the main thing where this weapon might struggle. Like some yellow bar enemies, you just might not be able to do enough damage just by itself. But once you get One Furrow procced and get that huge damage buff, then you'll be much better at dealing with them. And also you'll just kill everything else a little faster. So One Furrow, amazing perk on this weapon. It is, you know, One Furrow continues to be one of the best perks used in the game. And it's really good on this weapon too. Another one that I kind of want to recommend is the new one, Reverberation. Just to get that increased area of effect, you can lock down an even bigger area once you start getting some kills. Once you get it going, your grenade launcher explosions are going to be a little bit bigger, meaning that you're going to be able to cover a bigger area. So if all you're trying to do is just cover a big area with your grenade launcher, Reverberation is probably going to be the one that you want to go for. Those three are going to be probably the best ones for this slot, and the ones I think that you should be going for. Now for my god roll that I would go for on this weapon, I have two roles in mind that I kind of want to go for. Let from goals gonna make it so I can spam grenades as much as I can, and one for is gonna give us that increased damage so we can deal with pretty much everything. And the other role would be Demolitionist and Auto Loading Holster. We get to use fire the weapon once to a group of ats, get a bunch of grenade energy back, finish off the ats that are still alive with our other weapon, and while that's happening, our weapon is ready to go again, and we can shoot it at a different group of ats. If you want to playstyle that's like the Withers, then the Auto Loading demo, it's probably the best one that you can go for, and the most similar to it. And now let's talk a little about the weapon, because I actually have been spending quite a lot with this grenade launcher. So when I saw this thing in the past, at first I wasn't like super impressed, but that was because I didn't see that it was an area denial frame. Once I noticed that, after a couple minutes of looking at the weapon, everything changed. So I went to try it out, and that's when I saw what it can actually do. And my god, is this thing good. This weapon is pretty much anything you want when it comes to that clear. I know I keep calling it the Legendary Wither Horde, and we keep comparing it to the Wither Horde, but that's just like the easiest way that you can explain it to somebody, because that's what it does. If you like the Wither Horde and the things the Wither Horde does, this thing does it. Maybe not to the extent as the Wither Horde, because Wither Horde can get stuck on the target. This thing cannot. If you shoot a target and they move out of the way, the grenade will stay in place with the lost signal, but with the Wither Horde, it will like go with them. So maybe it's not as good as the Wither Horde, but it gets pretty damn close, which is enough for a legendary to see some play. And this thing is going to be seeing a lot of play this season. So later today, when the echoes are alive and you can more easily farm and get these things, definitely get one. Look for a good one. You're not going to regret it. The lost signal is going to be a weapon that you see quite often now, I think. One thing that I like doing with this grenade launchers, and the thing that I think that you should do too, is try to spread them out. Try to spread out your bursts as much as you can. It looks kind of crazy when I just kind of like swing my aim all over the place mid-shot, but hey, it works. It works. So I think that this weapon is going to be a fantastic addition to all of you guys' arsenal, and I think a lot of you guys will love it, especially those of you that are Wither Horde aficionados, but you know, sometimes you gotta run a different exotic and you can't run the Wither. Then this is the perfect thing for you to use whenever you can't use the Wither Horde. And yeah, the lost signal is pretty amazing. Definitely go for a good roll. Let me know in the comments below what is the roll that you're gonna be going for, and also if you got in some of these, because I know a lot of people got some early because of the season pass and then turning in engrams, and that's what I did. So maybe you guys already even have a god roll ready to go. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.